Speaking of rain-related incidents, let's quickly start with the unfortunate incident we've picked up from the national capital. A woman who lost her life at the New Delhi railway station after getting electrocuted amid water logging due to incessant rains in the national capital. This happened yesterday morning, close to 5:30 a.m. when Sakshi Ahuja, who's a resident of Preet Vihar in East Delhi, reached the railway station along with 2 women and 3 children. She held on to an electric pole, is what initial inputs have suggested, to avoid puddles when she suffered a massive jolt of power, which eventually led to her death. Onlookers thereafter rushed her to the hospital in an attempt to save her life, but she died during the treatment as per the police. Now investigations are on part of the railways, also on part of Delhi police, though allegations are being leveled on how the FIR that's been filed in this very case is made up of very weak sections of the IPC. First up, more reactions we're picking up at the latest.
मैं पार्किंग में गाड़ी लगा रहा था, थोड़ी देर में इसी मेरी बेटी का फ़ोन आ गया, पापा आप जल्दी काटो, गाड़ी को वहीं छोड़ दो जहाँ पर भी खड़े हो, बेशक गाड़ी मत पार्क करो, आप साक्षी को कुछ हो गया, साक्षी एकदम गिर गई है नीचे, करंट लगा हुआ था उसको वहाँ पर। हम चंडीगढ़ जा रहे थे। ये लापरवाही है, घोर लापरवाही है रेलवे अथॉरिटीज़ की, वहाँ के काम करने वाली CPWD स्टाफ की, इलेक्ट्रिकल मैन पावर जो उसको देखभाल करने वालों की।
मैं तो अपने घर थी, मेरे पास तो मैसेज उसके ख़त्म होने का आया ना, मुझे क्या पता कैसे दुर्घटना किस टाइम हुई, मुझे कुछ पता नहीं है कि क्या ना है इनको देना चाहिए। ये छोटे छोटे बच्चों का क्या होगा? क्या हमारी साक्षी वापस आ जाएगी? हमारी साक्षी आ जाएगी क्या? इन बच्चों का माँ का प्यार मिल सकेगा क्या? उस पति को वाइफ का प्यार मिल सकेगा क्या? पहले ये बताओ।
जिस देश में रहते हैं उस देश को हम जैसे इंसानों की कोई परवाह नहीं है। फुल्ली करप्टेड कंट्री है ये, और आगे भी ये ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा। यहाँ एक साक्षी गई है, मुझे नहीं पता आगे कितनी साक्षियाँ ऐसे जा सकती हैं। बस अपने आप को संभाल के रखिए और इस देश के ऊपर बिल्कुल भी विश्वास मत करिए।
See, nothing can compensate the life we have lost, family we have lost. No one by any means can bring back that. The only thing which we know that birth and death are in the hands of God, and no individual should have the right to take that. So I want to put a direct question to our respected honorable Vaishno-san, that what is your take on this? And being an engineer, that you understand about the basic amenities and basic safety features that are related to electric poles and electric wires that are being there. So it's a very perplexing situation for us to understand how can a situation like this can happen in New Delhi. So my direct question is to Railway Minister to look into this. He will ensure that justice should be delivered, and that too on time.
Well, you heard it from the family members of Sakshi, of course, claiming negligence, say that is the reason for her death, and strictest of action must be taken against those responsible. Akanksha and Priyank are also with us to get us more details on what is being acted upon in the latest. But Times Now in the meanwhile also spoke to several people who were present in the New Delhi railway premises on that very day. Yesterday morning is the time that we're talking about, and this is our colleague once again getting you more clarity on what really transpired that day.
In an unfortunate incident, a 30-year-old woman lost her life due to electrocution at New Delhi railway station. This woman was traveling to Chandigarh and she reached along with 3 children and 2 other ladies at New Delhi police station. The time was around 5 a.m. in the morning when she arrived here, and this was the same particular lane. While she was passing by this lane to head towards the platform, but this lane was filled with water because at 5 a.m. in the morning it was raining in the national capital. And now while she was passing by this lane, since this lane was filled with water, she got disbalanced and tried to hold that particular pole, which you could see just at my right hand side. And while holding that pole, this incident of electrocution happened and she lost her life on the spot. However, she was taken to the hospital where doctors declared her dead, and FIR has transpired in this particular matter, and FSL team also reached on the spot to take the stock of the situation. However, now family is certainly alleging that this has happened because of the negligence of the authorities and of the official, and of course they are demanding that a strict action should be taken in this matter. Remember that there have been lakhs of incident counting from 2011 till 2022 is what the data of NCRB says in the matter of electrocution, and such kind of cases are really worrisome, and strict action really needs to be taken in such kind of cases.
Well, Times Now has, of course, been tracking more and more reactions, especially as far as accountability is concerned. We also got in touch with the BSES official. BSES, of course, saying that the BSES has no role to play in supplying power to the New Delhi railway station. It's not their fault, is what is being said by them. Listen in.
Need a statement, sir.
No. See, what we can do is that we can share with you a background.
Okay.
Because, of course, not to be quoted that. Okay? Because this, it has got, but again, it will be on the record, not on record.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
So this incident you're talking about what happened yesterday. Correct?
Yes.
At the railway station.
Yes.
Okay, so those points will be extremely clear to you.
Okay.
But those points, see, that areas, that parking lot A is not maintained by BSES.
Okay.
It's not maintained by us. B, even the HIMARS light there, the HIMARS pole there, is not maintained by us.
So, well, Akanksha and Priyank continue to stay on with us. Very heartbreaking what really transpired early morning yesterday. I mean, Sakshi was traveling to Chandigarh with her family. That was the plan in place. And in order to skip a hurdle, in order to perhaps not fall into that waterlogged space, she tried to catch hold of this electric pole, is when she got electrocuted, and that led to her life. We have our callers also calling in. It's most shocking. The family is devastated and heartbroken at this point in time. R.D. Burman calling us from Guwahati. Good morning, Mr. Burman.
Madam, it's not R.D. Burman, it's Vishal Dev Burman.
Okay, apologies, sir. Yes, go ahead.
Madam, I would like to say that this shouldn't happen. This is unacceptable, simply unacceptable. A 35-year-old woman lost her life. This is unacceptable. It means it is just like 35 years of life is lost in seconds, isn't it? So this shouldn't happen. And who will take responsibility? That is the point. Who will take responsibility? Is the LG responsible, or is the Chief Minister responsible? We don't know. So please make this a campaign. Don't let this news go until and unless the...
Well, we've spoken to an official of the Northern Railways, and of course he's gone on to say, since it's happened at the railway station premises, they're not going to shy away from the same and going to perhaps take responsibility as well. But you're right, no one has owned up to what happened to Sakshi, really. Thank you, Mr. Burman, for speaking to us. Captain Jaspal is also calling us from Rohtak. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You see, it is a tragedy beyond words. She was a lady of a great temperament, as the family is telling. But in all such cases, minimum 5 crore compensation and education for her kids. There should be a campaign, and the Chief Justice of the High Court and the Honorable Supreme Court should suo motu take notice, and fixing responsibility, etc. can be later. It is a fundamental right to travel from place A to B for the source of living or some meeting some social obligations. So that kind of a structure has to be in place. Otherwise, as you see these ladies crying and praising her, it is beyond words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Captain Jaspal. The reason could be any, a cable burst, leakage of current. It could be current leakage from cable due to insulation failure. But accountability must be fixed. We have Mr. Ganguly also calling us from Bengaluru. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Madam, I fully express my empathy towards the family of Sakshi. As relatives of Sakshi are saying, nobody is safe in this country. Well, that is little overstated, but definitely our lives are in danger in terms of the way negligence has become the rule of the day. Life of a human being cannot be hanging on the negligence of people. The railway accident in Orissa, these are things that keep happening in India and we slowly forget. But as Captain said, there should be a damage of to the tune of 5-10 crores claimed, and that should be there should be a campaign to actually express that there should be severe punishment.
So why should anyone lose their life? Why should the family be made to suffer for someone who is responsible for doing their job, clearly failing to do their job? Mr. Ganguly, thank you. Appreciate you sharing your views with us here on Times Now. Let me go across to Akanksha quickly to take in a perspective on what really is transpiring on ground as far as investigations are concerned. Akanksha, we're being told an FIR has been registered as well. But take us through the latest. Has anyone owned up to what happened to Sakshi?
Well, absolutely. Now, because of criminal negligence, a mother, a 35-year-old woman, has lost her life. She, in just about few minutes, she was to go to this railway station, take a train to Chandigarh, but before that, she got electrocuted. In fact, I'm at the spot where this happened yesterday in the morning. As you can see, the road, I would request a camera person to show that the road is broken. This entire stretch was waterlogged, and when she was walking past this, to save herself from falling down, she held on to this particular pole right here, and that is when she got electrocuted. Now, after that, her family said that there's negligence on the part of authorities. As you correctly asked, authorities so far have not owned up to what happened yesterday. We spoke to BSES, who have the responsibility of supplying power to the national capital, and they told us that they do not maintain this particular light mast right here. It is not their responsibility to maintain this, so clearly evading the responsibility. Delhi police, we've gotten to know, has written to railways. It remains to be seen whether or not the accountability is fixed, because the only important point is that the accountability should be fixed. Who
Because
is
in
responsible
retrospect,
for the
none of us are safe in that sense, Akanksha. This lady was only intending to travel to another destination with her entire family, and look what happened to her. Thank you for joining us with the latest.